Hi, this is Ed Gregory from photosincolor.com, and today I'm going to be doing a really quick tutorial on how I'm going to make this image. So you know that phrase, you've got the whole world in your hands? Well, I'm going to try and turn that into a conceptual image, basically. Now, the one I'm pointing to, maybe it's here, I haven't actually made it yet. I'm making this before I've actually made it. I'm going to take a photograph of a map. I own a map, so I'm taking a photograph of that map, like so. If you want to know where I am on the map, I'm right here. United Kingdom is like that far to the US on this map. I can go from North Scotland to South Africa. Turkmenistan is the size of my thumb. Russia's big. Two hands and my face, I'm kind of getting Russia, but not really. Yeah, but I've got the whole map in one photograph, basically. The whole thing's set up on a tripod, and all I'm going to do is put my hands inside the shot, like so. Try and get that effect just here, and just take that as a photograph, really. Let's start off in Lightroom, where I've already selected my hands. The shot of the hands that I want to use is this one just here. Forget about the mess around here. I've done a little bit of toning on the side over here, and all I'm going to do is select to edit this in Photoshop. Okay, edit with Lightroom adjustments. Yep, that's good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create what's called a displacement map. Now this is what's going to allow us to get these curves that go around the fingers here. Okay, this is what's going to make this look real and like it's a painting. Okay, so to do this we're going to have to create a few different documents. But don't worry about it, this is going to take about 10 minutes to do. So you're going to see this. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to duplicate, Control J, to create a new layer of our background layer. So we're just going to select our hands. Okay, refine edge, because we're going to use this mask a lot. Okay, so we're going to feather it slightly, just about 1 pixel. And we're going to shift the edge inside. Okay, you can see we want to make sure it's always pink. I always look through these different versions because it helps me to see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the layer that we're going to end up with. I'm really happy with that. So we've moved it actually a large percent, but it's only 1 pixel just here. So hit OK for our selection, and then we're going to inverse selection, Command Shift I, and then we're going to come down here and hit layer mask, and there we go, we've got rid of all of that surrounding. Now then, what we're going to do at this point is we're going to create a duplicate layer. Okay, so we're going to come here and we're going to go to image, duplicate. We are going to call this one displacement 2. Okay, and the first thing we're going to go image mode, change this to 8-bit because you can only make a displacement layer out of 8-bit. We're going to duplicate this layer again, and we're going to go image, adjustments, desaturate, and then we want to add some contrast to this. So adjustments, levels, and this is pretty simple. We just move this up for the shadows, bring up the highlights, and I like to just move it in this direction here. Let's make them a little darker. You can see how we're just going to add those in. It just helps to add some extra contrast to those things. Okay, and then what we're going to do is create a new layer, Command Shift N for new, and we're going to call this, I call it D&B, dodge and burn. Edit, fill, and we're going to go 50% gray here, and it's going to cover it up, and then we're just going to come down here and we're going to go soft light, and it all comes back, which is nice. Option, and we're going to add in this layer mask so that everything's using the same layer mask. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to go to burn. I set this at 100%, really high, and basically you're going to go around and we are going to burn in all of those blacks. See what I'm doing is I'm taking where there are already shadows and I'm just making them even darker. Because I've got a layer mask, it can go off the side of the hand and it really does not matter. I'm quite happy with that. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to go to dodge. Same thing. Hit the highlights. Really get onto those highlighted areas. Okay, at the end of the fingers, like this. Make sure that we get all those. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 layers here and we're just going to merge them down. Now what we want to do is get rid of some of this tone here. We're going to go noise, despeckle. Now it doesn't seem like it does that much, so we're going to go Control F, and I actually do this 3 or 4 times, and I'm actually going to add in a little tiny of Gaussian blur as well. Really not very much, probably less than a pixel. But we have just created here our displacement map. Okay, edit, file, save. Okay, we're going to save this into my displacement PSD. It must be a PSD file. It's the only file it will read for this. Then we're going to come back here. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to add the map onto the hands. Okay, and we want to get it in the right place. So I have my map that I photographed earlier. Okay, I'm going to pop this on here, turn my opacity down, and then I move this around into the right position. I want to shrink it down so I can get as much of this map on the hands as possible. It's good. Now we've missed some sections up here. Okay, don't worry about that. We're going to sort all of that. We are going to transform this, and all I'm basically going to do is I'm going to stretch this over the hands. Once I've got that section done, I'm happy. Now we're going to add the gradient, the displacement map. So for this, we're going to duplicate this just for safety. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go filter, distort, displace. Okay, and then I'm going to actually make these high numbers for this. I'm going to put this at 50. Okay, and I'm going to select my displacement map PSD that I've got, hit open, option, click there you go, and just move that. And now can you see how it's actually wrapped it around the fingers, but it still doesn't look particularly real. Now I think I may have gone a little bit too much on this for a little bit less. I'm going to take this down to just maybe 35. I'm going to see how that looks, because I don't want to go too extreme with this. Select the same one again, we can see the difference. And we can decide which one we want. That's the beauty. Yeah, so we've got a couple of versions here. I think probably the second one that we just did was better, so I'll put that one on the top. Now we need to bring this to life. So what we need to do is we're going to take the hands that we had at the beginning over here. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to bring it to the top, like so. And then we're going to go Image, Desaturate, like so. We're going to turn this to multiply, so it's already looking great. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just change this contrast a little bit again. Get my highlights a little lighter. It just adds that bit of texture back into all the hands that really makes it come to life. Now I think we're kind of getting there already. I think I'm going to just change the curves just a little bit of this one. I just want to lift up the shadows just a little, not too much. There you go. I think that just lifts things a little bit. Now I want to add a background to this. I actually have this one here for my travels over in Southeast Asia. This was in Brunei, and we're going to just dump this on here. It's just a clouded sky. It's going to look beautiful because it's the same blue tones. So something like that. And we're just going to put it behind. You can actually see I can put clouds straight on my hands just by using that layer before, but we're not going to do that today. So this is what we've ended up with, and I think it looks really quite fantastic. So that's it, that's my tutorial. You can see the photograph over on my blog and the steps to how I actually made this over there as well on photosincolor.com. Remember, leave a comment down here, hit the subscribe button wherever it is. Go over to the website, the blog, and sign up for the free photography guide on taking travel photography and get all of the updates about photos in color. We've got so many exciting things coming up. Ed Gregory for photosincolor.com. Check out some more videos if you want to. I don't know. So good.